Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello! It's just that chickadees here starting up a monthly session of Poetic license. You know, I'm in a Zoom meeting, so I cannot see if this is right side out or right side. You start, and John F. McMillan, the host of the Zoom meeting, is starting the Zoom recording for this. I've been excited and showing off that I've got a Scars shirt on. I was trying to figure out what I was going to wear today, but I'm like, I should wear a Scars shirt because...
Recording in progress.
Hey, recording... Uh-oh, they're recording me. Oh, no. But that's the cool thing about when I ran open mics before. I told people if I was video recording the live open mic in its entirety when I was in Chicago. In Texas, as I did it, I'm like, I'm going to give people their privacy. I record myself, and anyone can record themselves while they're doing these things. I do it to show off to social media, hi, Facebook live stream. But anybody can do that whatever they like. And John is actually recording the Zoom meeting for people who are not able to make it in time or at all. But I should shut up and just start reading because I'm really excited, and I wore my Scars shirt because this was just the year of the 31-year anniversary issue of cc&d magazine, named after something that was in the writing, and it's actually perfect because the 31-year anniversary things are usually timepieces. So I thought it was absolutely perfect that timepiece would be the cover for cc&d for this issue. I see new people coming in, hello, hello, and I will add them as they're there. I'm going to share with you, right in another person that's coming in, two pieces that I put in this book, just two, count them two. They also happen to be the first and last poems in the upcoming Cyber Wit 2024 Janet Kuypers poetry book titled The Universe is in Your Hands. So I'm kind of cool. That's why I'm saving it for this anniversary issue, that not only would it be in this anniversary issue, but also in this upcoming book from Cyber Wit called The Universe is in Your Hands. They're actually the first and last poems that appear in that book. And they're my science poems. They are the beginning of the universe and the end of the universe. Which you can even see, let me show off the cover in the magazine even, because I'm just such a dork that way. I don't know. But anyway, this is titled Beginning of the Universe. I submit. In the first inextricably hot moment of the universe, plasma, our fourth state of matter, may have been the first matter, when matter couldn't even exist in our universe. It seems so insurmountable, understanding where we came from, how everything began. People can talk about the Big Bang Theory, and that's exactly what it is, a theory. But these science types keep finding more evidence to back up their crazy claims. So, whether you believe the universe started as a speck of nothingness with enough energy to create and define everything, these theories still seem beyond our feeble imaginations. But after astrophysicists have speculated, try to imagine this. After the first great explosion, oh wait, if there was no sound waves or light, explosion is way too human of a term. After that first monumental expansion of so much energy out of nothingness, expanding at insurmountable speeds and creating space itself, all of this energy, massless energy, too hot and energetic to even create atoms, was too hot to even form protons or neutrons. That left the universe these quarks, subatomic particles that couldn't even bind to create anything in that first second. So, what do you get when quarks get all hot and bothered? Well, that's when they clicked with gluons and created, quote, a perfect liquid in its first moments. Because when the universe was too hot for energy to trade some energy from mass in that as of yet non-existent Higgs field, the gluons could at least stick the quarks together, making an irreplaceable plasma. And now, it may be a mistake to call it a liquid, because plasma, like heated gas, would be impossible to feel in our hands. So, when they call it a liquid, It's not like water in a serene hot springs or an almost too warm bubble bath, because in this fraction of a second universe, 10 to the 10th power Kelvin is beyond too warm. Because really, with such scalding temperature and no matter to get in the way, once these gluons group these quarks, all they can do is flow in the smoothest slide. We often call plasma the fourth state of matter, but in this fractionally sized and timed universe, this quark and gluon plasma may literally be the first state of matter our universe has ever known. We look up at the night sky, marvel at stars sparkling through our atmosphere, and we never think about the forces that hold things together in this ever-expanding universe. Strong and weak nuclear forces, electromagnetism, and gravity, the weakest of the four. But in the very beginning, all of these forces binding us together, they all had to start after the universe started. And if these science types have their calculations right, these fundamental forces started fractionally after quarks, gluons, and muons were even created, which only later clumped into protons, neutrons, atoms, when the matter could even be made. So, although we can't imagine it, since we could never touch or feel plasma, stop for a moment and imagine the ethereal feel of a fog blanketing mountaintops. Or better yet, sense the steam of boiling water, maybe from piping hot coffee, with all that energy waiting to be released. Beginning of the universe. Hello, newcomers that were coming in and hearing. That was actually from the first poem in the book, The Universe is in Your Hands, but it's also the 31-year anniversary issue of cc&d magazine, which is titled Timepiece. And I have after it the last poem that was going to be in that upcoming book, and I just had to put them together because the first and last poems in the book. It is a poem that is titled End of the Universe. You know, I started at the beginning, let's go to the end. And then we'll go on to our round robin readers. This is End of the Universe. I submit, us science types look for theories to explain what will happen to the universe. I mean, we come up with theories. That's what we science types do. We come up with these theories, and our job is to prove or disprove. And when it comes to postulating how the universe will end, one theory is that even though the universe is expanding now, gravity will reign supreme and the universe will collapse everything together again in the big crunch before another Big Bang starts it all over again. Another theory is that the expansion of our universe will reign supreme over gravity, the weakest of our four fundamental forces. Everything will lose more and more energy, dissolving into nothingness. Now, this would mean that energy, like radiation, its light waves, would stretch, become visible light, until it's stretched, becoming ultraviolet light. And if the universe keeps expanding like this, with this energy and all this once light, it could potentially, eventually, stretch into audio waves. Do our human frailties make the poet, philosopher anthropomorphize the science? For if this is what becomes of energy, would the universe suddenly be very noisy? Very dark and very noisy? Would the decibels go way up as the universe makes a blanketing, overwhelming, post-matter shattering series of sirens? Would it be a cacophony of chaos? Or, because of that ever-expanding universe, Would the noises be so far away that they would only be faint pleas, separated by no longer existing light years? But would sounds be separated by ever-expanding, ever-increasing parsecs? So instead of that cacophony, would the ever-increasing space force these outstretched pleas, these tiny bits of energy traveling through space alone, getting more and more lonely? With these tiny waves of energy traveling through space, would they even make a sound if no one was there to hear them? Last poem of the book. The beginning and I figured I might as well, for the 31-year anniversary issue, I might as well put in stories about the beginning and the end of the universe for everybody, right? Those are 2 poems in that book for you guys. Thank you all so very much for listening, but then I'm going to be adding more people to it. Susan, I saw you, and I'm adding you to the list. John F. McMullen, you will be next, and I will then have Tom following up, and then Richard, and I will give you guys a heads up for that. But I am ready, and I could just let people read. We may as well do 3 poems and go through circulation like we usually do, which is double plus awesome. So Zoom host John, are you ready to go, my darling?